Good stuff.
I've got a news story that I want to read. It's not strictly illness related, but I think it's worth doing. You're a sport fan, Tom. Mm-hmm. You realise that it's fairly reasonable to go to if your team is in a big event.
Yeah.
It's fairly reasonable to try and get tickets.
Oh yeah.
So you'll be supporting this woman in this story that I read. Fan denies sex for ticket gambit. A U.S. woman was charged with offering sex for baseball World Series tickets, but denied she had done anything wrong. I'm not embarrassed by my actions. I'm embarrassed about how I was arrested. But the thing is they're just like, if Scotland, say a hypothetical situation, Scotland get to a World Cup final.
Yeah.
I don't want to I wouldn't put a top number on the number of cocks I'd suck to get a ticket.
Oh no, definitely. Especially if we had a decent team. Like if we had a decent team, then definitely I'm doing more probably than sucking cock.
Just absolutely anything. But I'm not sure how many takers there'd be.
Yeah. It's people because this is where me and you lose out for these sorts of things. Like when these big events happen, that we're not organised enough to get tickets, to buy tickets. So we'd be buying them off people who are organised in our lives and our friends. So people like Russell Watt, who's a good friend of both of ours, he would be getting a good servicing from the both of us. Yeah,
just like I'd probably be licking his asshole, and you'd be just like fiddling with his balls, and just like wrapping your mouth around the bell end, creating a vacuum, and just going up and down on it.
Doing the Louis Walsh.
Louis Walshing. And I don't
trying to fit all of his genitals in my mouth, I think. Is that the Louis Walsh?
The Louis Walsh, credit to Lawrence Francis, who coined this term. Well, Louis Walsh coined it. He coined the act, but then the term, he brought it to public attention. That is the act of taking either a perfectly shaved or prepubescent genitals, balls and penis, flaccid.
Okay, flaccid, of course.
And then putting it in your mouth, and then rolling your tongue around, because that is basically one of Louis Walsh's recruiting techniques to get people into boy bands. Is it Owen Quigg or whatever that little fucker's name is? But the bit of this story that I liked was this woman who we've said is a sports fan, basically.
Yeah, she's a big fan.
She's a sports fan. She's done nothing wrong.
Credit to her.
The 40-year-old was speaking after a day after meeting an undercover policeman who had responded to her ad on Craigslist. In the ad, she said, "I'm a creative type. Maybe we can help each other out." She described herself as gorgeous, tall, buxom, blonde, die-hard Phillies fan. In that order. She sounds like a great woman, but this undercover cop, what is his job? Like, is it basically his job appears to be from this meeting women in bars, trying to see if they will have sex for money or other services. Does it extend to the point where he's going into bars and he will have sex with a woman on duty, on the clock, and then just see if she asks for money? Just see if she asks for money afterwards.
Oh, God.
And then it sounds like a pretty sweet
pretty
job.
Specific job spec. But yeah.
But then she has ended up in court, so people are fucking
I don't
crazy.
think that's fair, really, to be honest. Like, it's just a human function. It's just
sports. It's just trying to get sports tickets.
It's not
basic.
She's not hurting anybody with it. I don't like that, really. I don't like the fact that. How did she look? There was any pictures of her?
There was a picture. I'll post the picture on the.
Yeah. Did she eventually get tickets to the game?
She did. She got given them by a radio station.
Oh, I bet she did.
Yeah, Mrs. Finkelstein was eventually.
We've got tickets.
Given tickets for another game of the series. Not the game she was looking for, but to a radio station. So well done to the radio station.
Good. Yeah, well done. Well done that. I've got here. I definitely want to get in. It was a survey done by, again, this isn't really to do with, it is illness actually, it is. It's a survey done by Southampton University. They got like 400,000 people's death certificates. And then they cross-referenced them against their occupations and tried to find out how most people in such and such occupations die. Yeah. So you've got, plumbers die of like asbestos, and mine is silicus poisoning or whatever. But there's a couple of statistical anomalies that came up, and see if you can spot them.
Okay.
For example, it is a fact that male hairdressers are much more likely than almost anyone else to die from AIDS. But this does not in any case suggest that cutting hair causes AIDS. because the statistics also show that women hairdressers are less likely than most people to die from the disease. There are other professional groups that are also at greater than average risk from AIDS, including tailors, dressmakers, nurses, journalists, and other artistic types.
Have they said artistic types in the survey?
Yeah, it did, on other artistic types. They may as well have just said anybody that describes themselves as fabulous.